Well, all right. Check this whole thing out. We're going to give you a flyby real quick. So kind of shape the finish and the body's in. It's a black base, so there's a fingerprint for you. That's a big reason why I'm not a fan of black instruments. Again, you just touch them and you get out under the lights and they look kind of, you got to be really careful. Now, frets are very, very, very dirty. I think you can see that. So first thing we're gonna do is just check a couple of things with respect to the, let me get my camera here, with respect to the neck straightness or unstraightness, and we'll get the strings off of her, we'll clean her all up, and we're gonna set this thing up. This bass belongs to a good friend of mine, longtime friend of mine, and he is a bass player, guitar player slash drummer slash vocalist slash backing vocalist in a few bands. He's been playing music his whole life. I've known him for well over 20 years now. And we've finally got to play a note together. He sat in and subbed in on bass for us while our bass player was busy graduating from college. So everybody say congratulations to Aaron. He is now a college graduate with a wonderful degree, and he's got a job. He's one of the few people who will graduate from college and actually leave with a job because he applied himself and got a job before he graduated. So we'll check pickup height. They look pretty good. This does not have active pickups. Let's check the knobs here for how they're working and how they feel. Might need to tighten these ones up. Oh, definitely. That one's all loose and wobbly. And then let's check. So we'll check those. We'll pull the back plate off of that. Check that. So the first thing I'm going to do right now with that, and we'll check the strap buttons to make sure they seem pretty solid, but we'll make sure they're tight. I think he wants them to rotate a little bit. So we'll make sure that works. Got a little bit of rust on these screws, so we may do a little bit of treatment to that to get that stuff kind of cleaned up, make it look a little nicer. Looks like the hex key saddle adjustment screws are in good shape, and we will get going. And welcome to the show. My name is Marshall, and I am a professional guitar tech, repair technician slash musician slash guitar teacher slash YouTube creator. And also, I can see that just looking across these, whatever the last setup was, these strings were set up to be perfectly flat. They do not follow the neck radius. So we'll adjust that also to make the playability of this instrument quite improved. I think he's going to really enjoy that. So with the strings on it, I want to just run a straight edge over the neck here to see how level or unlevel it is, and it's got a pretty good amount of neck relief, at least for what I can see right here. We're gonna go, I don't have a long enough straight edge to go the full length of the neck, but at this point the neck is pretty much not able to bend with the adjustment of the truss rod, but I can see that there's a lot of neck relief in this. Now this is a 5-string bass, so there's a tremendous amount of string tension that's pulling up on that neck. Typically what I do on an instrument like this, get the strings off of it and check the neck. And on a 5-string bass, many times the neck is actually backbowed a little bit. I can see, let's go up here and we'll look at these, the hardware on it wobbling. These nuts are loose. We'll see, these are probably all going to have something similar to that. Yeah, they're all very loose. They turn really nicely though, and there's way too much string wound onto these. Probably didn't cause a problem, but I like to make them a little bit tighter. This has the old school split headstock or split shafts on them, and he did put these strings on correctly, but look at how loose and wobbly all of these machine heads are. So we'll take care of that for him. Jeff is a really great bass player. He did a fantastic job playing for us last weekend in front of a rather large audience. And I want to say a big thank you to Barley Browns, and a congratulations to Barley Browns, Baker City, Oregon. Look them up. They are a brewery that's celebrating their 27th anniversary of being in business, and we're also very proud of them. Congratulations to Luke and Ad and the other owners of that business. Just wonderful people. They paid us very well, took very good care of us, provided an awesome sound engineer. Now also, while I'm pulling these strings out of here, I'm noticing that they're kind of stiff inside these nut slots, so we may need to address that. And also a little bit of roughness going on here, and we'll clean all that up. This is probably a Graphtec nut, which in my opinion are very good, and seem to allow the strings to move. And again, that one kind of popped out of there. Now I don't know if that's due to there being guck in here. You can see I'm having to pull those strings out of there with some pretty good force. So man, these machine heads are very loose. So that's something you want to check every time you put new strings on an instrument. Welcome to the stream, everybody. I hope you all are having a really great Wednesday. I'm only here for about 3 hours on Wednesdays, and then I go home and teach guitar lessons and do live streams in the afternoon, in some cases. So we are going to get rid of these strings. He didn't want to necessarily save them, so we're going to just cut them all off. I know there's probably people going, blasphemy, you got to save those strings. Putting an old set of strings on a bass is really, in my humble opinion, it's a bad idea. They don't sound very good usually. Some guys love them. I like the brightness of a new set of strings, so I like to have a fresh set of strings on my bass, which mine at home, I have one. I have a 4-string version of this with active Bartolini pickups in it, so it's very similar. I've definitely worked on this type of instrument many times. So again, I want to say welcome to everybody who might be joining me today to watch this work. If you have a Sound Gear bass and it needs some attention, or you feel like it's not feeling right or playing right, you can watch this stream. It takes a little while to get through this, so just bear with me, because some of this stuff is kind of takes a while to do. The fret polishing and cleaning up the neck and all that stuff is stuff that we've seen on thousands of videos, but this is what I've got to do to get this instrument back to Jeff in the shape where it has my seal of approval and I do my job correctly. All right, so body's looking pretty gucky right now. We'll get a brand new rag. I've just pulled a rag out of my box of rags, and we'll just give it a little wipe down here. We'll get the dust and stuff off of it. I'm going to do the same thing, get my fingerprints off of it. I'm going to do the same thing to the headstock. So I'm going to try and do this as quickly as I can today. I've had this bass for a little while, but we've had other instruments. He was in no hurry to get this thing back, and I had other instruments come in after this one arrived, and needed to get those done for customers, because we live kind of in the middle of nowhere, and sometimes people have to drive quite a distance to get here. And if they show up and I'm working on a local dude's guitar that he has to just make a trip down to pick it up, I will oftentimes put that instrument aside to save a client an extra trip to our little town here. So I'm cinching up. Oh boy, I gotta bring this up here. You're not gonna believe how loose these are. They're very loose. Let me say hello. I seen somebody. Algo, hey man. Can't stay. Hey, cool man. Thanks for popping in, and hit that thumbs up button if you like what you see. And if you don't, hit that thumbs down button, because it all counts. Any interaction counts. Ooh, okay. I'm seeing a little crack right here in the, let me tighten this camera up a little bit. See what's going on. Here we go. So, I'm hoping that you can see this. Something I didn't look at is the back side of the headstock, and there's a crack right here. So we're going to have to address that. Probably put some glue in there. So I'm going to go ahead and just remove this machine head right here while I'm at it, so I don't forget to do that. These other ones look pretty good, but I'm going to pull this one also because I got to put a clamp on here, and I'm going to get some glue in there almost immediately. The rest of these I'm going to cinch up. We're just gonna put some glue in that spot and squeeze it together, and just tightening those screws up. You notice these are things that you should check when you're changing your strings, especially on a bass, because the tension on these is really intense. And all of these nuts are just spinning by hand, literally. Let's see. So I've gotten all 4 of those. Let me double check this one. And I did not expect to find that, so that's kind of cool that we did this little bit of a work. The back of the neck looks to be in pretty good shape. There's a couple little scratches on it. He hasn't complained about the way it feels or anything, and there's nothing like big and noticeable where if you were playing this thing, your thumb would hit it or whatever, and you'd feel kind of uncomfortable. So let's pull these oops, let me yank my camera over. I'm sorry if I'm making you seasick. That would only happen to me. No one else could possibly do that if they tried. Yanking the camera off of my... So let's, we're going to pull these, oops, let's get you back up here where my camera guy is doing pretty good. I think he maybe might have tried to stay a little bit sober today. Ooh, this feels like it's been stripped. Oh man, I hope not. Oh, now it's starting to come off of there. It's got one little tight spot. We'll check the threads on this and see what that's telling me. Kind of like checking a spark plug, you know. Again, I hope everybody's having a really great Wednesday. But really, when Ibanez builds these, pretty affordable stuff. But Jeff loves this bass, and we are gonna do our best to make this thing feel and play as nicely as we can today. Probably just one clamp on this and a little bit of a Loctite, or I'm sorry, Titebond wood glue. I use Titebond on my bench. I don't use if I'm requested to use hide glue on somebody's instrument, I will protest and offer them the idea that there's far better there are far better products in the world to use than hide glue. And I know it's been used by the greats, the Stradivariuses and such of the world, but hide glue, or I'm sorry, Titebond is a far more modern, better type of glue. It's got better holding power, and it lasts longer. And in most cases, it's a bit easier to take apart if you have to do that. So that's why I choose to use Titebond. And if somebody can see the glue that you've used on an instrument, you've done it wrong. And I like to keep things tidy. Now, also, I noticed that the condom is still on this neck truss rod cover. So we'll get this off of here. And wow, I'm lucky. This thing came off pretty easy. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Now it'll look nice and tidy. Okay, let's clean off this headstock a little bit. I'm going to use some polish on this. Yeah. Let's see. The TheFALCRO. Hey, brother. I hope that acoustic guitar is treating you well today. Maybe you played it a little bit. TheFALCRO's been really doing some intense work on his acoustic guitar, getting the string action all done. And he said the perfect thing in a message to me last night, which was awesome. I'm learning from my mistakes. Nah, that is the best way to learn to work on instruments, is to work on your own. And then you're not in trouble if you put a big old ding in somebody else's guitar. You only have your own to look at. So it sounds like he's making good progress on that thing, and I hope he's playing it today or maybe tomorrow. watched a little bit of TheUbie this morning on YouTube. Now, this is, again, not an Arnold Schwarzenegger moment. And you will strip these out. They're made out of very, we'll call it affordable. I'm going to use some light terminology. I'm not going to say cheap, right? Pot metal, ultimately. So you don't want to over tighten these. And now all these machine heads are nice and tight. Let's flip this over, get some glue on that so we can move forward with our fret polishing. Got to pick our order of operations. Not a terribly bad crack. I'm going to go grab a clamp and we'll see what I can do about squeezing that back together. We'll get that solved. Alright, so I've got one of these nice clamps, and I'm just going to dry fit it real quick and see what happens when I pull this together. Move that down a little bit, see if I can get some squeeze on that. I may need a bigger clamp. In fact, I will. I'm going to go get one of the big bad boys. Hang on just a moment. May have to use the C-clamp on this one. Bigger badder boys, a little more horsepower. Let me see. Not going to reach. Okay, so I've got a few different clamps. Now with this one, look at this nice big clamp, which I don't use very often at all. But let's just see. I'll put some leather in here to see if I could spread this wide enough. It's going to be awful close to being wide enough to reach. All right, come on, baby. Oh yeah, I think it'll do it. This will give me a little more horsepower to squeeze this together, like so. And I'm not 100% certain. Maybe I can do something like this. Put a couple shims in here. Do this. Okay. So before I cinch that thing up, I do have some double-sided sticky tape on the inside of these, which would protect it a little bit, but we're going to use some leather. So, having said that, let's find a couple nice little chunks of leather here. I got one. Oh, where's another piece? Here you go. That one's a little bit too big, but we'll use it. I keep pieces of leather like this around just for this instance. Leather is a really wonderful, it's what I now have on my neck block here. It's a wonderful product to use to avoid scratching wood or ruining the finish on something. So I highly recommend leather for sure. Now, what I am going to do, actually, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I need to get a little bit of glue and water. Where's my 10 here? 10. Use a little bit of glue. Maybe we won't do that today. I'm thinking out loud, right? Okay, so I'm going to go. What I'll do is I'll use this to mix up a little bit of glue. I don't want to have any color in it. You know, we don't want to discolor the finish on this. And this lid I used to mix up some dye in, so I wouldn't want to put glue in here and have kind of a red tint to the glue. We'll grab a little bit of water and we'll go from there. Now, I'm going to dilute this this glue just a little bit today because, hang on, my favorite glue spreading brush. We're going to dilute it a little bit to make sure that I can get it down into the crack. Sometimes you got to make it a little thin to get it to really wick down into the crack that's there. And honestly, I don't believe that this is something that I necessarily have to do, but I've got it here. I've got to do other things to this guitar, or bass, excuse me, Freudian slip. And might as well take care of this right now. I'm using Titebond original. I never use the water type or the boat glue or anything like that. There's a seldom reason why it would be necessary to use that type of Titebond on a guitar. You want to be able to take stuff apart. Now I'm mixing just a little bit of water into the glue to thin it out. Right, not too much, just a little. And I've definitely gotten too much water in there. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue. Come on. My bottle of Titebond is getting down to the bottom of the bottle. I'm going to have to buy a new bottle of glue here soon. All right, so that looks good. Now also, when I do this, I do my best to not make it bubble. If you mix it too hard, there'll be bubbles in there, and that can end up down inside your glue joint. Now I am going to do something here, and I can see that I'm getting good penetration. It's getting down into the crack. I can see that, and yeah, the glue's filling the screw hole there, and that's perfectly okay. One thing I didn't do, oh yeah, I'll be able to do that. I've got enough water in my glass. My favorite good old-fashioned Oregon cup, because we are the greatest state in the union. I'm joking. I'm totally joking. We are the United States of America, not the divided states of America. Don't fall for it. All right? Don't fall for it. Okay. Now, I put way too much glue, which is absolutely perfect. We want a lot of glue in there so that we know we've got good penetration, and I can see that the glue has gotten in there. And now we're going to do this. Take one piece, put it right here. Trying to get the proper angle on this. I know you can't see because my hand's right in the middle of the movie, as my good buddy Dave would say. Y'all watch Dave's World of Fun Stuff? What an incredible tech he is. Hell of a bass player too. This thing is wanting to walk on me a little bit. This is not my favorite C-clamp. It's wanting to walk on me a little. There we go. You can see the glue starting to squeeze out of there. I gotta be careful not to put too much pressure here, because I could do more damage than is already done here. And again, I don't know if this is 100% needed, but I do want to make it right while I have this bass apart. For some reason, this clamp is really wanting to walk around on me. It's going everywhere but where I want it to go. There we go. Now we're talking. All right, now I can see more glue squeezing out of there. I'm gonna be careful here. I don't want to break it. We don't have much wood right here. It's a tiny little gap. Let's clean this and see what our crack is looking like. Looking pretty darn good. I'm gonna grab a toothpick and I'm gonna dip a little bit of water on this toothpick and clean the glue out of the hole here, so I don't have a bunch of glue clogging up our hole. And boy, that looks great. Doesn't that look better? I'm going to try and give it a little bit more force here. Yep, I can see the glue squeezing out clear down inside the cavity there. Boy, I would sure love to get a clamp right here. Let me do this. Let me see if this one can get a hold of that. Put a little more force. Oh yeah, that did it. There we go. Oh, come on. Oh boy, here we go. Let's pull that down. Now with these clamps, you really can't get too much force on them because they only go kind of so tight. So we'll call that pretty good. And I can see the glue squeezing out down in there. It's pulled that crack together very nicely. Give it just one more little nudge here. Okay. Got to know when to say when. You can get a little aggressive with that and break something you don't want to break. I'll check the chat here in a moment. Forgive me for not commenting on everybody. They got to stay busy here. I don't have a whole lot of time. That's looking pretty darn good. It's broken in such an odd place that getting it to go pinch back together again is not such an easy task here. But I think I've gotten her. I'm going to try and give this one more little reef on that. There we go. Okay. Now that we have that all clamped up, really needs to sit for about an hour for the glue to start setting up. They want you to clamp with tight bond. They want you to clamp it for 1 hour minimum. So let's mark our time. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my clock, set a timer, and we're going to do 1 hour. Look at that. All right, so we're going to start my timer. When that goes off, Leos Claudia. Hey, welcome. I have no idea what you're typing. It's too big for my taste. Yeah. Excellent. Cool. Liz Claudia, welcome. Looks like you are speaking Dutch. Maybe, oh no, maybe Spanish. I have no idea what you're saying. That's cool. I hope you're not putting stuff up there that's derogatory or rude. Says I don't speak your language, but welcome to my channel. Hopefully, if you have a bass like this, and I'm just using a little bit of water to hit these frets to just start cleaning them, just to get a kickoff here. These frets definitely have some wear on them, not ready for a fret level just yet. So we're going to set that aside. And when I get to it, I will be using some Ernie Ball. These are the strings that he wanted. 45 to 130s. So not real heavy 5-string strings. Okay, so I do know that we had way too much neck relief when I measured initially. So I'm gonna hang on. I'm gonna straighten this neck out a little bit before I get started. It is a 4mm hex key that goes in here. We're gonna tighten this truss rod just a little. Let's see how it works. Ooh, that's tight. Let's see how much this truss rod alters the straightness of the neck. I want to start off with a real level neck. There we go. That one little move. Okay, so now we've got some backbow. So that's that tiny little movement created some backbow, and I'm perfectly okay with that. Oftentimes with 5-string basses, you put the strings on here and put the string tension on it, and holy smokes, it will underbow the neck. Yeah, love the Les Paul. Play the Epiphone version. Excellent. Nice. I haven't been playing my Les Paul very much lately. All right, so now we are going to go ahead and just polish these frets. This is a real long, boring, drawn-out part of this stream. But I'm going to try and do it as quickly as possible. And I want to give some credit here where credit's due. Jerry Rosa, thank you for pointing me in the direction of semi-chrome polish. And in just moments, all of these frets will look basically brand new, aside from the little bits of wear that are on them from the instrument being played. There we go. Doesn't take much, although these frets are really in pretty gnarly shape. Look like they've gotten some moisture on them, a little bit of corrosion, but this will take care of all of that. Kind of fun watching the TheUbie play his guitar this morning, burning that pentatonic minor scale into the next realm. Really cool to see it. He asked a really great question, like, are you ready to live stream your guitar sound? And yes, no, or I'm too good to play on a live stream. I had to laugh. That's excellent. A lot of great guitar players out there streaming these days, and a lot of guys that are just learning, developing their own style, learning about the pentatonic minor and the blues scale. Once in a while you'll hear that blue note. Somebody will bend to the blue note, or pass by a minor sixth or something. It's really kind of neat to hear that. I love the pentatonic minor, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of really great videos out there being somewhat sarcastic about it. Also, I bought a new computer, and listen, Les Paul. Bought a Les Paul. I bought a new computer this week, and discovered that the type of processor that I literally got the computer yesterday, and discovered that that's what's coming off of this fingerboard right now, or the frets. I'm sorry. So this might take me a little bit longer than I had kind of expected. So just bear with me on this, because I got to get all this guck off of here. I couldn't stand to send this home with any ugly marks and such on these frets. So if you are using, and I repeat this, I did a live stream last night, but I've since made it private. Probably should delete it, but Neural DSP amp sims will not work with Celeron processors. Now, they won't tell you that. They won't say that exact statement on their website. They say might not work. And I think that they should change that and just say that they won't work, and save people like me the trouble of trying to save a little bit of money on. I don't need light speed processing, but apparently the what do they call it? The instructions, whatever they called it on the stream last night, they just don't work. So do not, if you enjoy using Neural DSP plugins and you need a new computer, do not buy one with a Celeron processor. Big mistake on my part, and I literally received the computer yesterday, and the company that I purchased it from was kind enough to return it, and they'll probably charge me a little bit for unboxing it and such, so I likely won't get my full refund, which, lesson learned. But I would not have bought that computer, and it wouldn't cost me money, if Neural DSP was straight up and just said, don't buy a computer with Celeron processors. That would be a far better statement for them, and I'd feel a whole lot better about it. But I got kind of burned, so I was hoping to have that computer here and working today, so that when I play this thing, if I play this thing, I would have much better sound, because my old computer is just finally quit on me. The RAM doesn't work. So do not buy a Celeron processor for running Neural DSP plugins. There are several on their website that they say might not work. I learned a lesson that they don't work. So there you go. Enough about that. My mistake. Lesson learned. Money spent. Money lost, I should say, thrown away. Would have been cool if they just had done that. Okay. I know this is taking a while here, and watching somebody sit here and polish frets is not terribly exciting. So let's move the camera angle a little bit here so that we can maybe get some activity going on here. It's not just sitting in one spot. Pretty remarkable how sensitive some guys are on their guitar tone and such. Had a guy that was offended by something that I said about a wet, dry, wet. It's funny. I was watching him play online, and I was just impressed with his guitar tone. It sounded fantastic, but it was a big old wet, dry, wet rig, which I don't think anybody in the world, aside from somebody using a Fractal or maybe a Tone Master Pro or two Tone Master Pros or two Quad Cortexes, could even think about doing a wet, dry, wet. But when we're all at home, man, we got the world is our oyster with respect to guitar setup. So I tried it using my Neural DSP plugins, and holy smokes, it was killer. So let me see here. Let's see. Give me a moment here. I'm going to take a moment here to see what we got going on here. No content. Okay. One second. Okay. Robbie, what's up, brother? How we doing today, Robbie? Hope you're feeling well. Having a really good Wednesday. Hopefully you've been playing. I'm sure you wrote. How many songs have you written today? Great to see you. And the Falcro, man, I'm so proud of you, man. And I appreciate you asking me the questions, and I'm so happy to be able to help you with that stuff. It sounds like you did everything you needed to do. But yeah, so I was trying the wet, dry, wet with my Neural DSP stuff, and poor guy, he was on a, not poor guy, he was on a live stream, and I said something about his wet, dry, wet rig, or about a wet, dry, wet rig, and that it was remarkable. He was totally offended by it, and I have no idea why. But what ended up happening, it was interesting to me because I was being completely complimentary, but there again lies the problem with texts. And being able to misinterpret what somebody's saying, and they blocked me from their channel that I had been playing guitar on and such. So it was kind of funny to me that happened. I mean, it's sad at the same time because I was doing nothing but trying to be kind, and he took it as an insult. Geez. So be careful what you say, I guess, especially on the interweb, because there were a bunch of really good guys on that channel, and now I won't visit them anymore, and it's unfortunate, but thus is life. Thus is life. I'm just talking out to hear myself talk because it's such a exciting work that I'm doing here. Okay. want to check. There is some pretty serious fret wear on this thing. I think I'm going to wait till the next string change to do a fret level and crown on this thing. Not for any reason other than he didn't complain about it having like playability problems. It just wasn't, I mean, ultimately it wasn't feeling right. And I think the other symptoms that I'm seeing on this thing have led me to believe that it doesn't need to do a fret level and crown on it. They are worn a little bit. They look a million times worse than they actually are. And you can obviously see he's playing the E and the A string quite a bit. All right. So let's clean the fingerboard, and we'll move forward. I'm going to clean the fingerboard, and then I will. Oh, I need to go get some paper towels. I ran out of paper towels yesterday. Give me a moment. All right. Brand new roll of paper towels. I try and be conservative with these things just to save a tree, right? Oh God, they'll be here forever, right? All right, so I'm gonna get some paper towels under this thing. We're gonna clean the fingerboard with my Simple Green and my favorite toothbrush. Now I am gonna take this toothbrush and rinse it off in some water because it's pretty dirty. Oh yuck, yeah. And we'll see what comes off this fingerboard now. Looks a whole lot better, doesn't it? Nice. Very nice. Thanks everybody for tuning in today. Welcome to the stream. We're setting up an Ibanez sound gear. It's a Geo sound gear, so it's a pretty low end or affordable, I should say, in the Ibanez world of instruments. This one, I would guess, was probably in the neighborhood of $400 brand new, maybe less than that. So I use Simple Green on the fingerboard to clean off the guck. Been doing that for years. And then when I saw my buddy Dave's World of Fun Stuff doing it, I was like, I must not be wrong. Now, when you're using Simple Green to clean the fingerboard, you want to be sure to get all of the excess drips and stuff off of the back of the neck, because you get all this discoloration of the chemical in the fingerboard, and it will discolor the finish on the back of the neck if you're not certain to get it all off of here. But it is a wonderful cleaning product, and it dries rather quickly, so you don't have to worry about it keeping the wood in the neck wet for hours and hours. You got to wait for the neck to dry up. And I'm kind of giving this one a pretty good 1-2, and I'm taking a little bit of extra time with this just because I'm waiting for glue to dry, and I want to just I'll take a little bit longer on certain things as my method of operations or order of operations to make sure that my glue is set up properly. And we should, I think with the extra things that I've got to do on this instrument, that hour will go by and I'll be able to unclamp it and put things back together again and feel pretty good about my repair job on that headstock. Now, again, I don't think that headstock repair was 100% necessary, but I'm right there. I might as well do it. And how long did it take me to do that? And now I feel better about my work, and I feel like I've done my job correctly. He didn't ask for it. He didn't probably even know it was cracked. I'm not sure. He never said anything about that. So, boy, now you can see the wood grain. Thing wasn't too terribly dirty, but it was enough that it needed some attention here. And here's what I meant about making sure you go over the back of the neck and get all of that simple green off of this thing. All right. You can see that my paper towel's hanging up on some of these frets. I'm just feeling the edges of the frets to make sure they're not cheese graters, what I like to say. Cheese grater frets. Now you see I got a bunch of it right here. We want to wipe all that off as quickly as possible also. All right. Now I do things in a certain order for this reason. I just splattered simple green on this finish already, but you'll notice I did not use some polish on the body of the guitar yet. I do that because now I know that I can get all of the excess simple green off of the body of the guitar so I don't leave speckles on the instrument. And I can see that I've gotten all of that off of there. I have a reason for everything. Been doing this a while, so I know a little bit about it. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to flip this baby back over, check the back of the neck, and it looks pretty darn good. Looks pretty good. Okay. That crack is definitely tighter. And okay. Now I'm going to take some of my 65. Don't spray this stuff directly on an instrument, by the way. You're not supposed to do that. All right. I don't know why they tell you not to spray it directly on the finish. I've been doing it like that since the day they made the stuff. Oh, and you know, while I'm back here, let's go ahead and pull this off of here. Oh, and yeah, and don't use power tools on an instrument. You will regret it if you do it. I promise. Now I want to set my chuck down here around 3 or so. Make sure we don't overdo something. I know we have a couple of these pots, or 1 or 2 that are loose. We're just going to go ahead and pull these screws out of here, and we'll see what she looks like inside. That thing is stuck. Might need to take a little bit of edge off of this cover. Ooh, that fits tight. I like it. All looks really good. All these wood chips from the construction. Look at that. Crazy. They leave all that stuff in the instrument when they build it. Crazy. Where's the pride? It doesn't have conductive paint. It doesn't look like in here either. Joints all look good, but we can see that's very loose. All right, flip her over and take the knobs off. Hoping these have, they do not. So these knobs might be a little tough to get off of here. They've been on here for a while. That one was definitely loose. Now, these knobs are so small that my knob puller will not grab them. So I'm going to show you how I deal with this. You can use a rag or whatever to get them off, but I'm going to do the sin of all sins. Yep, I just used a screwdriver. Pry up on that, and I think I got it started. Ooh, boy, there we go. I'm just pulling all of them off so that I can tighten each one of them. Now, I think it's a 10 mil. Nope. 7/16. Yep, that's the one. All right, so You want to be real careful about letting your knobs get loose like this, because you can break some wiring in here if you're trying to turn that knob and it spins on you. I'm going to try and turn this so you can see what I'm up to here. I'm reaching around the back, and I'm just cinching these up. Now again, this is not an Arnold Schwarzenegger. If you tighten these too tight, you can crack the finish. Totally unnecessary to tighten them too tight. So that one's nice and snug. This one is very loose. So I'm holding the back side of the pot to keep it from rotating. Getting it snug, and now she's tight. And then the other two definitely were a little bit looser than they need to be, so I'm just giving a little safety check there. Now, while I'm at it, what I'm going to do is get my favorite affordable Don't Buy DR5. That stuff, although it's good, it does work, but the bottles, they kind of screwed me on the bottles, those with those goofy tops on them. Now, I'm just going to hit each one of these with a little bit of lube and cleaner. Just a tiny little shot. Why not? I'm in there. Might as well do it. I had to take the cover off of here, so let's flip this back over, and we'll turn each one of them. Oh man, that feels good. Look at that. And get you pointed down here in the right direction. And you know, I do this sort of thing on my own instruments. I don't treat any guitar differently than my own, whether they're worth $40 or $40,000 does not matter to me. Okay. And he did not say that there was any issues with the electronics. We'll find out. I'll leave the knobs off of here in case I have to do something special with those. Now, also, I noticed some rust on these screws. So we're going to go ahead and pull these. Oops, we're going to go ahead and pull these screws out of here, because we can. I'm kind of making a mark on this. Now the intonation on this, I have no idea. That's weird that this one would be set that far back. So, and it's all the way back to the end of these slots, which, by the way, I do enjoy these slots being here. It keeps the saddles in a nice orientation. So we're going to pull these off of here. And yeah, I could use a drill to make this process a little bit quicker. Isn't it fun watching somebody sit here and turn a screw? Let's see. Charlie, hey man, good to see you. I know I asked you how many songs you've written today. I'm curious. You may have already answered me. You are a songwriting mofo. All right, so see that screw's all rusty. All right, we'll treat it with a little bit of oil, and I also will hit it with some of this, which is an anti what do we want to call it? Not corrosion. What's the stuff on a battery terminal? The rest of these look pretty good. Corrosion, whatever. My brain's not working real good today. Call stuff what it is. But these two screws were definitely rusty. Robbie, only one today so far. Okay. Well, you better get busy, man. And I love you, man. It's amazing how many songs you write, dude. Astonishing. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and pull all of these off of here. We'll clean them up, oil them, and because I have time, I need to wait for that glue to set up on the headstock. So we got about a half an hour, 32 minutes to be exact, until I'm comfortable pulling the clamps and knowing that my glue is going to hold. Yeah, all these screws are pretty rusty, which in reality it's no big deal, but what's it called? Oxidation. Prevents oxidation. That's what the word I was looking for. It's a big word. Words is tough. Charlie, I hope you're doing well, dude. I got to cut a little bit of your stream the other day. Trying to keep track of everybody's live streams is impossible, right? It's hard to tune into everybody, because man, there's other stuff to do, right? But I enjoy seeing it, man. And I hope that Takamine, I call him Takamine. Takamine. Some people call him Takamines, and they have numerous names for those. Yeah, all of these screws are really rusty. So we're gonna take care of that. And of course, I'm gonna have to intonate it, which I would have to do anyway. So all of these saddles are nice and rusty. So here's what I do. With that, just a tiny little shot. And we're gonna have to adjust the string action. So, whoa, boy, that got me. And then while I got it out of here, I'm going to go ahead and turn these string action adjustment screws to make sure that they're all spinning properly. Because I know I've worked on a couple of his instruments before, and I think he's got some volatile sweat, part of the deal. All right, here we go. Now we will grab us a rag, and let me grab a hex key real quick. I call them hex keys because an Allen key is a brand, and I don't know when the last time anybody bought an actual Allen key, but if you did, congratulations. I'm just turning these to, they all spin really nicely, so I'm going to try and turn them back to where they go. Now, with these saddles, I'm not really concerned about which one goes where. That doesn't really matter in this case. I can see that some of the corrosion is coming off of that screw by turning it, so I think that was a good move. And this this spray that I'm using will help to remove the oxidation on these screws and help prevent it in the future. And you know, turning these screws again, I'm gonna set them back. These were adjusted completely wrong anyway because the strings were flat and not they didn't follow the Independence. Hello. The string action was set up so that the strings were level instead of following the fingerboard radius. So they're all going to get changed. Again, I'm kind of I would do this on virtually any instrument that I saw that was in this condition, but you can see maybe some of the corrosion that's coming off of those screws. So we're getting rid of some of that rust and guck on here. Some of these are a lot worse than others. I just wipe off that little bit of extra corrosion. And having turned these like this, they spin a whole lot more better. All right? Is it okay to say more better? Or just better? Better would be proper. More better would be, oh, what a 2-year-old might say, I guess, huh?
I overpromised.
Oh, did you?
Grande stereo. Fine.
I got a feeling this is gonna go to something about a Jaguar.
Uh-huh.
We got a really cool Jaguar.
Can you hang on just 1 second? Kevin Cahill is bringing his guitar down right now. He needs strings on it. If you can't do it, put Stewie on it.
I'll do it. Kevin.
You know,
working musicians come first.
I had to tell my guitar luthier that I overpromised something.
I love it when you do that. It keeps me busy. I hope you guys have a boss as kind and generous and just utterly cool as I do. I'm so lucky and blessed. And if you've ever worked for yourself or for a company or anything like that, we are a small shop and we take care of one another. And if things get tight for any of us, we are always taken care of and we take care of one another. If somebody needs a loan for whatever reason or a ride or uh, check Robbie's news. Okay, cool. We might have to put that on the stream if I don't get a copyright claim for it. I don't want to do anything with what I get a copyright claim today. But yeah, Mike, the owner of our shop, is super kind soul. I have no idea what kind of guitar's coming in. It's probably a nylon string or a 12 string. My two favorite kinds of guitars to put strings on. All right, and we're gonna run these screws. Here we go. I'm just extremely blessed, and I saw an opportunity and I took it, and I never looked back.
Yeah, because we saw so many different brands of decks and so many different brands of vehicle ones that it works. It's way more effective for us to do the.
I've got some of this oil here on my tab here, so I'm just, or my bench, so I'm just going to use it. Got about 25 minutes before I'm comfortable removing the clamps on this thing. It'll be nice to get them off that headstock. It'll make the instrument a lot better, easier to move around without having those clamps on there. And those of you who have worked a nice long career and maybe have retired, Kevin, oh hey brother, what's happening? Setting up a 5-string today. Kevin, everybody say hi to Kevin. He is a former guitar student of mine, and he has taken those lessons into the world of playing professionally or semi-professionally, and he has been able to work himself into some very cool gigs and playing in churches, leading praise and worship, and playing bass. And he plays bass. He's actually sat in with my band and subbed for our bass player when he couldn't be at a show. And just a really fantastic guy, dude. It's great to see you. I hope things are going well there, and where you're located, I'll save that information just for you. We all know where, I know where you are, but it's great to see you, Kev. I'm not going to get all of the corrosion off of these screws, but we're going to definitely clean them up a lot. All right. Now that I got the screws off of there, I can clean this. Right? So let me, I got to clean up a little bit here. Get my type on, put away. Yeah, the glue bottle's almost empty. I got a couple more repairs I can do. Time to get a new bottle. I have a bunch of Elmer's wood glue that I use for fixing gaps. Elmer's works a whole lot better if you've got a gap that you don't have wood to fill. It will usually do a good job on a joint that needs to be repaired, that you can't get the wood squeezed tight together. All right, I'm gonna get rid of this rag. Freaking hot down here. Okay. Yeah, Texas. Now I go to the Full Metal Jacket line, right? Now this base is going to look all nice and shiny. So I've gotten this all cleaned up. Let me grab another towel here. Wait. This towel. And I'm going to soak up some of this extra oil that I got on my pad here. Being very careful not to scratch the guitar with the instrument with my. Okay, there we go. Just cleaning it up a little bit here. I know this is terribly exciting, but we got to do it. Okay,
Right,
let's.
you got Pioneer with
Where's
the
my
harness
65
that
polish?
Pioneer.
Oh, I think I knocked it on the floor over here.
But I don't have that harness. I never have that harness. I always
No.
keep
Oh,
the
there it is. Yeah, I did. Oh boy.
not Pioneer harness.
I'm dropping stuff
Because
left
they
and
always
right
say
here
with
today.
the
I got
deck,
butterfingers.
I
All right, so
So, like, say if
I'm
you're
gonna follow their
listening,
directions.
say you had an OEM deck
So just
before,
spray it on the rag
replace that deck.
and
I have
then
an adapter harness on.
use
So
it.
this is a Ford that you hook the stereo wires.
Apparently that's the way you're supposed to use the
Right,
polish.
you have that harness
If you spray it on the instrument, it could really mess things up apparently.
original one that came with
Okay, now I can also see that I'm gonna have to take
that's one.
a Q-tip to this thing and clean out some of the edges of these fret or these pickups because they're kind of nasty. Back edge of this thing. I'm gonna go ahead and spray some of this on here because you need to get going a bit more. Hi, Kev. How are you? Got a big show tonight?
No.
No gigs?
It's just time, man.
All
Time.
right. Give me just a second. I want to finish wiping off this thing and we'll get yours going. How's your summer so far?
Well, it's been really busy, and it's just going to get busier. I got a lot of theater stuff.
You have a lot of what?
Theater stuff going on.
Oh, theater.
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
So,
All right. Okay. Look at that. It's so shiny I can barely
know,
see. You get two black ones in a row, Mike. That's not fair.
I know. That was. You can thank the Everly brothers.
Right. All right. There we go.
Black guitars were a terrible idea until they did.
Black guitars. Oh.
same thing with cars. I never.
Yeah.
Black cars. Yeah. Thus mine's white.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't see the dirt on it. All right. Let me go put this one off to the side here.
Awesome.
Call this guy Stu. He bought a powered sub online. Wants us to install it.
Oh, yeah.
I told him it
Let
might
me
be an
let
hour
me
and a
get her
half.
cleaned up a little bit here.
We'll see what the rig is and we'll,
Yeah, he's
I'll
got
let you know.
everything.
I do.
all right, what are you up to?
He's
Getting strings.
All right, perfect. I'll call this dude and take care of this. And
All right. I need to toss that. Leave that there. That there. I'm gonna be doing two guitars at the same time. I don't want to get your knobs mixed up with the bass, right? And how's that thing been treating you? Doing great.
Because I've been so busy with beer, I've just been trying to just sort of squeeze this in on the margins of my days, you know. But I've been playing quite a bit, so.
Good, good. Have you gone to the open mic recently?
Not since that night you came in right after I got done.
I
But no, we just
Never
been like
fails.
ships passing in the night.
say again.
We've been like ships passing in the night, you know, you and me. I just
Yeah.
But once
I can't
Once
usually
so-
get there until 8 or 8:30
Yeah.
because I'm
and it
working.
seems like I've been like one of the first ones up every time I've.
Is that right?
Yeah.
God, this thing is gorgeous.
But once August is over, I feel like I might be able to start doing that because I don't think I'll have any more theater things lined up.
Oh, okay. What plays are you involved with?
Well,
performance.
these are new things. I'm gonna be doing a show at the Fringe Festival in Scotland, at Edinburgh, and that show goes all August. I gotta go rehearse in New York City for about 3 weeks.
New York?
Yeah.
Are you gonna become a
No,
movie
this
star?
is not big time. This is small time, but because they call it the Fringe Festival for a reason. It's, you know.
Fringe Festival. Yeah.
So, but it's gonna be fun. Unless you think it doesn't need it, I feel like it's played off quite good.
They're getting a little dirty. Let's just put a new set on here.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to play it for a
Yeah,
second.
no, you go ahead and play. I like hearing somebody who knows how to do it play it.
Okay, let's see. We're using 11s on this one,
Mm-hmm.
and I think clear tone 11s, right?
I think
The
so.
coated clear tones. I gotta.
No, I think you're right, but
Yeah.
I don't necessarily remember, but
They are
sounds
these definitely are clear tones. I can
okay.
tell.
Yeah.
And they have yep, they're clear tone. Diodario, I believe, makes clear tones. Okay. Oops, that's wet. Let's see. We'll clean her all up.
Do you want me to leave this with you for a while, so I'm not standing here watching you?
Yeah, I mean, you're welcome to stand here and watch all you want. But yeah, probably might take me 20 minutes.
Well, my wife wants to go shop for a freezer, so you're downtown. So
Well,
maybe I'll just say, why don't we go look at a freezer? And then I'll
that
come
kind of
pick up
answered the
guitar.
question for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'll have it all cleaned up and we'll get
Cool.
all your slobber marks off of it and
okay.
we'll make it. The string action on this, it looks a little high. Does it feel high to you?
Well,
I
I've
just-
certainly got some good calluses from playing this thing, and I guess I wouldn't object to experimenting with a slightly lower thing. Let's just see, because I do struggle with getting that. I play the F chord oftentimes with my thumb, you know, on that fat string,
Yeah.
and I don't always get a good.
This string action looks higher than what I would. There it is. Yeah, the neck relief is really so. We'll adjust the neck relief. That's going to bring the string action down a little bit for
Okay.
you, which will make it ultimately easier to
Yeah.
play.
No,
You're working a little too hard. You probably don't play up in this register very much.
No, I don't, but I do
Okay,
get up
good.
there occasionally. But yeah. No, yeah, go for it. I'll
Okay.
be happy because we can always set it back the other way if we decide, right?
Yeah, the truss rod adjustment on this is
Yeah.
a piece of cake. You really can't. You can't hurt anything by adjusting it, except for maybe making it worse.
Okay.
One way or the other. So
Yeah, no, that'd be cool.
I think it's something that a lot of guitar players are scared to death to do. And it's really
Okay.
so.
Yeah, no, that'd be cool. I'd be
Okay.
interested to see how that.
I'll make a little tweak to that, and we'll get her off.
All right. Well, I'll probably be back. Who knows when I'll be back?
I got your number. I'll call you when she's ready.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Cap.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks for bringing her in. All right, so we've time to switch gears here. He's a good longtime client of mine, and he's a very decorated actor in the theater department here at our university, and now he's moving on to bigger and better things. He's got a really unique look, really super cool guy and kind guy, and Sparky 971. So this is a guitar that many of you will likely never actually see in real life. We'll give you a little look at it here, and I'm just going to show you the headstock real quick, and I wonder if anybody out there watching in YouTube world can tell me what brand of guitar this is. I got to refresh my memory. Oh yes, okay. These are very, very, very nice and rather expensive instruments, I will say that. So, I wonder if you could tell me what brand it is, because you probably won't see these at the local guitar shop. Very nice guitar. I remember, oh yeah, okay. We're going to clean up the fingerboard on this one, do the same thing, and also you should, obviously, it is a not made out of wood, right? And I want to say thanks to everybody who's joined me on this. Starts with a D. Nope, close. You're one letter off. Joe McGraw, hello, man. Welcome, brother. All right. Yep, I put strings on this last time. I can tell. I can totally tell. All right, now I want to find, I don't know if this is a 4 mil or if it's an odd measurement for the truss rod adjustment. Where's my 4mm? Oh, it's in the base. I can't remember. This one seemed like it had an odd sized truss rod. Oh no, it doesn't. Okay, so I'm gonna. Oh yes, it does. Okay. Let me see. It is a 4mm. Yeah, that truss rod was really loose on this, so it's odd that it would be like that. But we'll go ahead and pull these strings off of here, clean up the fingerboard, and on to the next. See how quickly I can do this. Because I have enough stuff to do. Now the bass, just for the record, the bass doesn't need to get done today, and it likely won't now that I've got this one here. But this is a really interesting instrument. I can't remember what was the deal with this. Yeah, they just slip in behind here. So I remember on this low E string, I had to slide the saddle forward. Check this bridge out, you guys. Yeah, they did it right. Anybody building an acoustic guitar that wants to steal that idea, please do. Okay, so I remember doing this last time. So we had to move this saddle forward in order to get the string in and out of here. And I'll show you how that works here in just a moment. Wow. Again, I want to welcome everybody to my to the bench today, and I thank you for joining me. And my hope is that something that I might show you, or something that I do, or a method that I use on my setups might be something that you could use to help your guitar work improve or become more efficient, or otherwise make your setup work good. I'm gonna have to check the intonation on that one, but check out how these strings mount in here. They literally, there's a larger hole right in the back, and the ball end fits through there, and then it pins it up against the front. Now I'm gonna have to move this saddle back because it was so far back to intonate it. I remember that now when I get the string in here, I'm gonna have to slide that saddle back again. So that's enough of that. Let's just get busy here, and don't spray this stuff directly on an instrument, by the way. And I want you to take a look here. There's a lot of like slobber and spit and stuff on that. And we'll just make this thing look nice and pretty all over again. Let me lift my camera up and give you a little better bird's eye view here. Oh, look at that. It already looks so nice. Anybody guess the name of this thing yet? Carbon fiber. Robbie, did you guess the brand? Kloss does carbon fiber. Joe, nope, you're wrong. Sorry, guys. I'm doing my best to pay attention, but I'm talking too much, I think. Shut up. Look at that. Just gorgeous. It is carbon fiber, of course. And I believe I'll give you one other hint, and this will give it away. Let's see. John said that he's traveling to this country that this guitar is made in this year. If you overheard that part of the conversation, that might clue you in to it. I'm not going to give the name of the manufacturer away just yet. We'll see if you guys can figure it out. Boy, he got this thing been dirty. Dang, Kev. I'm so proud of him. That's so cool. And maybe when I get done with this, if he makes it back, I can introduce you guys to Kevin, because he might be somebody that you'll see in a Hollywood movie. If you look at this guy, you'll understand why I would say that. He's really got a very cool look. Anybody guess it yet? Let's see. There you go, Robbie. You found it. Robbie wins. Robbie wins. Now, the last time he brought this in, I took some polish and I polished off the pick marks on this. I'm not going to do that this time. We're going to let that, we're going to let him just mess his guitar up from this point forward. Aside from maybe doing a fret level and crown on it at some point during its life, we'll hope we have to do that. All right. Give me a second here. Cleaning up the frets. There's a little bit of residue here, or DNA next to these frets. Get rid of that. A little bit of cracking going on here in the fingerboard, but I don't think that's a problem. It is carbon fiber. Don't they make F-35 fighter jets out of this stuff? I think they do. Next thing you know, there'll be an aircraft carrier made out of carbon fiber, right? If they aren't already. All right. Keep America free. Keep democracy real. Yes, indeed. 200-year experiment. That is working pretty darn good, except for all the division that we're seeing pop up here and there in our world. It's too bad. Work together. Don't fight one another. It ain't the fucking Super Bowl, right? All right, there I went. I went on a little peaceful political rant. Okay. I don't care who you vote for. Just vote so that we know that all of our men and women who have given their lives to protect our freedom and the right to vote didn't die for nothing. It's your number one of your most important, the most important rights that we have as U.S. citizens. So there you go. Some people can't. They just get told what to do. And we are very close to being on the verge of having that happen to us. So be careful. Hey.
Hey, so a friend of mine texted me and asked me if I knew. He's got his daughter has two girls, 5 and 7, I think is their ages. And the mother thinks it might be sweet if they both learned how to play guitar at the same time. They do everything together, apparently.
Yeah.
And she's not claiming they're musical prodigies or anything. She just does. Well, they were saying maybe at that age they should start with the ukulele.
Are they local? They live here in town?
Yeah, they live here in town.
Yeah. I will absolutely do lessons, especially with kids at that age and similar, and especially that they're family.
You would?
Absolutely. And I have parents that come in and take lessons with their children. So
I've got your phone number, so can I share it with her? And
give her my number and have her call me any time of day or night. Nobody's.
Have you got a card by chance, just in case?
Yeah. You know, I think I have one left.
I'll just look at my contacts and make sure I got the right.
Yeah. Oh, and I got my throwaway number on this one. I'm gonna write my actual.
Hang on, I may have it. Let me just check and see if I've got the right thing. Marshall.
Yeah, I'm live online right now. So, yep, that's me.
Okay.
I've had that number for years.
All right.
So I gotta make some new business cards.
That's the only thing holding you back, man.
Right. I know. I'd be successful if I had more, right?
Okay. All right.
I got all your slobber off it already, man.
I apologize. But,
guitar without slobber is a
guitar. Play without breathing. It'd be easy.
That would be nice. Yep. Okay, Kevin. See you in a bit. I'll call you. Cool. 2 minutes until our glue is dry. All right, let's get some strings and string this baby up. Yes, indeed. Here we go. We're going to use some clear tone strings on this instrument. And the reason that we've gone to clear tones with Kevin is that they're coated strings and they don't feel coated. And if you do need to play coated strings, I do highly recommend clear tones. They're a really great sounding string. and they are not elixirs. Elixirs feel terrible, and they, I mean, unless you get used to them, in my humble opinion, they don't feel like real guitar strings. They have a coating on them that's you can feel it. And so, I mean, if it's the only string you've ever played, of course you probably love them, and they do last a long time. But we've gone to these for him because he does not play a lot, right? So we wanted to put strings on this that would last him a good long time if the guitar's not being played, whereas a regular, you know, phosphor bronze or something like that, you might notice that, let's see, this slide in there. All right, give me a second. I'm going to readjust the string back here. There we go. And I'll check the intonation on that. But an acoustic guitar with adjustable intonation, how great is that? It's almost like Leo Fender did something with this, right? Okay. I'm gonna 2 wraps. Well, let's see how fast I can put the strings on. I'm gonna try and set a record here just to get back to the bass as quickly as I can. Clean this guitar really well. Okay, now I'm noticing something here I'm not really liking. Let me see. Oh, look. Let's dismiss that one. This string needs to... There we go. There we go. Now it's nice. There's a little slot, and this string is the windings on this string are a little bit too big, so I wanted to force it into that slot properly. Now the rest of these should go in here, and right, pretty cool. Fast guitar string change on an acoustic. What a great engineering feat. Emerald, these are great guitars. Look them up, see how much money they cost. These are not cheap. They're pretty expensive guitars. Okay. I need to adjust my eyeglasses. I keep bumping this guitar with my glasses. I don't want to scratch it. All right. I know you can't see what I'm doing up here at the business end of things, but we'll bring you up a little bit. Maybe you can see everything. Hopefully my camera guy's done a good job framing the shot. Really cool guitars, man. This is the first one of these, and he owns 2 of them, in fact. So really enjoys it. Man, I sure hope that his acting opportunity that he has is really successful for him. He's a really super nice guy. He has participated in a few plays here in town that were absolutely phenomenal. That I've been able to go see. Oh, what did you do? Okay. I have to rewind this one. Decided to do the impossible. So this one is not wanting to stay put in the, there we go. Again.
So I didn't throw you off too bad.
No, Not at all. No. He sounds like he's getting ready to travel.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
Awesome.
so cool, man. I've been able to see him in a couple of the plays up at the university. He is fantastic.
Yeah.
He's got a great voice.
Yeah.
And he actually goes down to the open mic thing and plays down there once in a while. So, is that in tune?
Yep, perfect. That was my perfect pitch.
Right. All right. Okay. This is taking me a little bit longer because that one string did not want to sit properly. I usually would be done with this by now, but brag about how fast I am. All right. There we go. Got to make sure that that ball end stays under the slot. It mounts up similar to a normal acoustic guitar. Okay, now I know this guitar is not at all close to being in pitch, but it's close. Close enough for rock and roll, right? 1, 2, 3, oh, come on. 2, oh, thing has really short machine heads also. So, and you see that ball end popped up out of there. Go, come on. Kind of an unorthodox way to have to do that, but got to make it right. There we go. We're getting close here. Come on. Should be pretty close to in tune. Let's see how good my ear works. I don't like these new snark tuners. I keep saying that, but not a fan. Look at that. Nailed it. Look at that. My ear still works. Now, one thing I got to be careful of on these clear tone strings is that they are very fragile when you're stretching them. Now, I'm also looking down in here and I'm noticing that the low E string is not slid up in there. So I'm going to readjust this. We'll get that ball end to get under the guitar a little better. There we go. Oh, boy, that's not wanting to sit. There we go. Now we got it. Tricky. All right, let's stretch them out real quick. Got to be careful stretching clear tones. They do break in the stretching process. I've broken them many times. These also have some really excellent electronics installed in them. And I can already see that the truss rod adjustment that I made earlier has already corrected the string action quite considerably. I'm being kind of gentler than I would be on a normal set of like Ernie Ball Earthwoods, because I have broken a lot of these clear tones stretching them. I know I keep saying that, but I don't have to treat the fingerboard with linseed oil. Isn't that cool? Save some time. So I think we can talk about this for a moment. Again, Celeron processors don't work with neural DSP amp sims, so don't buy. If it's time to buy a new laptop or a computer, don't buy one with a Celeron processor in it if you intend to use neural DSP amp sims. Right? Neural DSP arguably has the best amp sims ever. I mean, of course, if you've been playing Amplitude for 20 years now, or now let's just make it right, 15 years-ish, you probably think they're the best. But so I returned the laptop that I purchased and received yesterday. It's already in the mail to go back to the company that I bought it from. They were very kind and generous with allowing me to return it. And my new laptop with an Intel i5, yes, I bought an i5 processor. I don't need light speed. I needed to do what my old computer did. This one will just do it a little bit more quickly. So I think that it's important that I share that with you all, because I learned a hard way. Probably cost me a bit of money. I don't think I'm going to get a full refund on my purchase, but okay, so we got really high string action on this thing, which is odd because I don't know how it would get so high. Maybe the neck has moved a little bit over some time. I don't know. Where is my capo? Where did you go? Capo? Huh. Okay. My capo is not here. Probably sitting right here in front of my face on my bench somewhere. Or it got borrowed and it is not where I usually have it. Let's look. 4 of them sitting here. That one sucks. This one. All right, so we're going to check the neck relief and see if we can adjust that. So now let's see. And I'm going to go for some pretty narrow neck relief on this one, or shallow. Let's see where we're at right now. Oh, Lord. We're like, I don't know, 18 thousandths of something. It's really a deep neck relief. Too much. Tightening the truss rod slightly, and we'll keep the guitar in tune so the neck tension is correct, so that the neck relief can be adjusted properly. Now we're talking. All right. Probably get a little less than that. I'm at 12 thousandths right now. It's more like might be 10 thousandths, which I'm fine with. That's the mojo that I talk about. Setting up guitars. Okay, so the string action, low E. That's why I was measuring such high string action, 5/64ths and 4/64ths. So this is right back where I set it up. So the neck relief had changed on this since the last time I worked on this instrument, which would have been probably a year ago. camera pointed over here. Play this one a little bit. Boy, these machine heads just feel awesome. Oh, it sounds like Stu tuned this.
Yeah, really pretty.
I want to check the intonation on this. It just does not sound like this guitar. When it's in tune, it doesn't. When it's in tune at the nut, it doesn't seem like it's in tune when I play a chord.
Okay, next time weird deal going on. And is it which one of the
Again, I want to say hi to everybody and thank you for tuning into my channel. I know these guitar repair videos they could take a while to get some stuff done, but my hope is that if you live in a small town or maybe in a big city and you're having trouble finding someone to work on your guitar, maybe some of the things that I share with you, you can use on your own instruments. You know, I enjoy playing, and I enjoy teaching, and I enjoy fixing these things. Now this thing sounds in tune. Sounds great. I can't remember this piece of music. Can't remember how that goes. Now this thing's ripping. I didn't switch that chord. Sounding pretty good. Okay. Yes, indeed. Let's check the tuner on board. Boy, this thing is nice. Wow. I would love to have one of these. Emerald Guitars, if you want to send me one of these, I'd play it all the time. I promise. One thing, give me a moment. I'm just checking the tuner on board. Okay, one thing Kev told me when he bought this guitar was that I'm not sure if he was in Ireland. These are built in Ireland, beautiful country of Ireland. And Steve's a tall guy and he has really big hands. And he loves the fingerboard width on this guitar. And, you know, I don't know if this looks wider, but it definitely is more like what you would find on like an old school Larrivee acoustic guitar. They have just really wide, flat fingerboards. And this thing is like that. So for me to play it, it's a little uncomfortable because I don't have very big hands, but definitely has not a 12-string gauge type neck width, but it's definitely wider than your typical acoustic. Well, I say typical because they go, hang on. As there are a wide variety of different width necks, but this one, let's measure it. We'll zero it out. We'll do in millimeters because this is built in Ireland where they use the proper measuring devices. This has 44 millimeter, 44.1, probably 44.2 mil neck width at the nut. So I think a standard, I don't know, it doesn't matter. This is a sweet guitar. I am going to plug it in and check the electronics real quick before we call that a day. So let me get plugged in here and do a little loop and see how. I know when I get further away from that mic, which I'm going to improve that with a new computer, but we're going to see how the electronics work in this thing, if they're still working as gloriously as they did the last time. And also, I'm going to check the voltage on the battery before I send this thing home. We may need to put a new battery in it. The tuner is currently on. I should. Let's see. This thing sounds fantastic. Wow. Wow. Boy, I would love to have one. This is an awesome guitar. Okay, I can tell that now this thing has a dual volume knobs on it. It has a microphone on the interior and then a piezo in the bridge. And this thing, holy smokes, I wish you guys could hear this. And soon enough, I will be running guitars direct, so you won't have to listen to them through this stupid microphone on this camera, which sounds terrible, by the way. For those of you trying to do that, it just, I mean, it works, but and I'll be able to soon. You won't have to listen to my guitar or me playing guitar through that little toy amplifier over there. So I'm really excited about that. And again, thank you all for tuning in today. I'm going to do one little loop and play this thing a little bit and see how she does, how she holds up. And then we'll check the battery voltage, make sure it's got a nice strong 9.6 volt battery, right? Which is typical 9-volt battery. Usually, it happens when you cut the strings off. It's perfectly intonated. Let's do this. play this thing all day. God, what a gorgeous instrument. Wow. Beautiful guitar. Very healthy instrument, man. That thing feels, whew. I wish you guys could play this thing and hear it, man. It's amazing. All right, one more thing I want to do real quick. I can't remember if this thing takes 9 volts. Yeah, it does take 9-volt batteries. And we'll get back to that bass. And I probably need to maybe think about ending this stream. So let's just see what the voltage is on the Energizer battery. I'm glad to see that, although batteries don't matter anymore. Let me turn my amp off. We don't want to listen to that. How many volts we want? Not 8 DC. How much voltage? How much voltage is in this? This is how I like to do it, rather than the tongue test. Okay, so the battery is weak. It's 6.09 volts on this thing. So let's put a new battery in that for them. Now, if you work for people and they have batteries in their guitars, check that shit, please. And check that when you do your own guitar work. Let me go grab a battery and we'll move on. Okay. So we're going to put another Energizer in it, and let me see. Where did that other one go? Just put the cap on it. Yep. The battery that I just pulled out of, oh boy, what direction? What's positive and negative? Oop. Oh, they don't tell you. Okay. Is there? Oh, there it is on the outside, positive and negative. Oop. Right, so, oh, by the way, let's see where this one sits. Oops, you guys are looking at my head. There we go. Sorry if you couldn't see me measure that other battery. 9.56 volts. For the other one was at 6. And we want positive and negative, I think. Is that correct? Oh. Positive and negative. There we go. Now, I'm going to check it real quick one more time, just because I can. I want to see what the difference in the output of this thing is, or if it's slightly different. Hopefully, maybe you can see what having a fresh battery in your acoustic guitar might be like versus not having a fresh battery. We got that turned on. We got this on. And I'm going to wipe this thing down one more time. Oh, instantly louder. Beautiful, awesome guitar. Lucky me, I get to work on something like this. That, like, a lot of guys probably never see one. That's pretty cool. I like it. And I believe Kevin was I don't know if he was a college professor or not, but very, very smart man. Very cool dude. All right, here we go. Let's hang this one up. And we'll call Kev. We'll call the man and tell him his guitar's ready. Let's see what he has to say. Oh, my battery's almost dead on my phone. And I know that glue has been sitting there. Let me turn off my amp. Let's call Kev. Contacts. Kevin. Where's his phone number? I keep everybody I've ever worked for, phone number is in here, except for 2 guys. There it is. I'm not going to tell you his last name. What?
Hello, Marshall.
Kev, your guitar's all ready.
Excellent. I'll be down to pick it up.
Okay. All right. Did you find a freezer?
No, we're putting that off until I get the guitar. So.
Oh, yeah, that's priorities, man. All right. We'll see you in a bit.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Kevin. Bye. Cool. So that's how we roll here. Working musicians come first. All right, you guys. I'm going to end this stream today. I've been on here for quite a while, and I'm noticing something today that I want to again pay a deep gratitude to everybody watching. This video's had close to 500 views, and I have no idea what for what reason. And forgive me for not interacting very much today. I've got to stay busy. I'm at work when I'm doing this, so I can't interact a whole lot. Let's see. Yeah, a bunch of different sides. Okay, Earthwoods phone call. Yes, indeed. Bonus customers if they don't bring strings. Okay. Yeah. Emerald Synergy X20 is wild double neck. Wild looking guitar. Yeah, cool. TheUbie, hello. Emerald out of Ireland. Yep. You got it, brother. Enjoyed your playing this morning. Yeah, and you know, it's interesting. You and I should have a conversation about this because it would be interesting for me if you're still here. It would be interesting for me to understand how you're doing it because I've seen so many wacky, to me, really wacky ways to run stuff. I mean, you should see how Jampro runs his stuff. It's mind-boggling. Very complex, but it works. And my stuff generally works for me as long as my computer's working. I'm literally doing this live stream running OBS and YouTube Studio and running my webcam and the microphone on the webcam with 4 gigabytes of RAM in a 10-year-old computer because this is the computer. And here's the chip, right? That's the chip that failed. And I put a new one in there and nope, it didn't work. So I'm able to do this on 4 gigs of RAM with a, let me tell you what processor is in this. Get this. You'll love this. And then I'm going to get back to that base system information. Let me see. This Intel 4. Let's see. This is a Intel Core i5 8250U CPU at 1.6 gigahertz, 1800 megahertz, 4 cores, 8 logical per whatever. And it has installed physical memory is 4 gigabytes. And total physical memory is 3.9, but available is 3 total physical, yeah, available physical memory 309 megabytes. Available virtual memory. This thing is weak. I mean, this is sad. So I'm able to do this on this, but if I turn on a Neural DSP plugin right now, it would not do it. It can't. You got to have 8 gigs of RAM to do that. So that is coming Friday. I get my new laptop, and I have to use a laptop here. Yeah, I'd love to build a computer, but I don't have room to put a computer in here. I'm surrounded by car parts, car stereo stuff. That's all the room I got. And I have my entire workbench set up here. And that space over there I would love to use for storing more stuff, but it's unavailable currently, so it's kind of a mess ultimately. I would love to see that kind of change, but we'll see what happens with that. So there you go. It'd be a fun conversation to have. So Yeah, thank you, Independent. Thanks everybody for being here. Man, I'm shocked at how many views this thing got today. I'm blown away. So thank you for being here. Hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. I'm right on the edge of I haven't said this, but I'm literally that far away from 2,000 subscribers, and I may have actually hit that today. I'm not sure. So what another kind of big. I'm never going to have a very big YouTube channel because I'm not a woman and I do guitar replayer and I play guitar. So that's what I'm going to say to that. Peace, y'all. Have a great day.